It's the evening of Saturday, November 5th, 2011. There is a strange light in the sky again. It probably is some kind of a satellite. So, I mean, there are legitimate satellites up in the sky. It seems that the activity of this particular satellite is suspicious. But I could never get a good, almost never anyway, get a good reference point for it in this darkness with the kind of camera I have. I might try to find some other kind of camera that picks up things in the dark better, because you can see the bright light in the sky, but I really would prefer to be able to see the leaves around it. It's not very high above the pine trees, or the rest of the tree or something, so you could see that I'm not moving the camera as far as movement of the light in the sky. So I stay as still as possible so that the movement we see there is movement of the light in the sky, and I'm pretty good at it. Like, I'm standing right now, I don't have a tripod, but I brace my elbow against something when I can, and stuff like that. I never drink alcohol or anything like that, so I'm pretty steady in those regards too. And I have a background as a dancer, so I just kind of set my equilibrium, my balance, and I can hang out in a spot pretty well centered. But the sound also started getting strange right here. Now, this is a hot tub. The surface at the bottom of this screen here where I'm framing the shot, there on the bottom is the cover of the hot tub. But it doesn't normally sound like this. So I notice these things tend to go together, like interesting activity that you can see with regard to the light waves when you look at the light. Instead of just being relatively static, just like a static beam, you see kind of interesting patterns in there. I'm going to zoom in, I think, some more to see it, and then I'm hearing some interesting sounds, pulses and so forth. This is 2.5 times zoom is all here. I'm going to zoom in again. This is 3.1 times zoom. I think when we stopped being able to see it, it's because I did move a little bit. It's harder for me to be still when I'm actually, pressing a button or something like that to keep the camera still. But once I've made the adjustment, I can keep it pretty still again. Okay, I'm going to try zooming in again, and we'll see what we can see, if anything. This is exactly 4 times zoom. It's the highest I can go while staying in the optical zoom, so we should not lose any sharpness. Once you start to use digital zoom, you tend to lose some sharpness. I think I'm going to try to center it better like I had before. There, I think that's probably pretty well centered. Let me just kind of plant my feet a little bit better again. Okay. I'm going to zoom in some more so we can get closer, but we'll start using a little bit of digital zoom. This is a 5 times total zoom. Let me go in some more. This is 6.4 times total digital zoom. Let me get in a better posture, sorry. Okay, there, and I want some frames of reference to be still. So I see part of the window frame on the left and the right, so I'll try to stay. I have to adjust my fingers, sorry. Okay, I can be still now. I'm going to try to zoom in again. I don't want to lose any frame of reference. Let's see, this is... Oh, it won't let me go more than this, it looks like. Okay. So I'm at the maximum, 6.4, so we'll just look a little longer. Wait, let me center it better, I'm sorry. Let me center. And reestablish where my elbows resting. Okay, there. Okay. I'm going to try to keep the camera on. There is that strange light over the lake. That might be related, okay? Let's see if we can pick that up here. There it is. It might be related to the light in the sky. And the light in the sky seems to be related to when there's a surge in light and sound waves and frequencies that are interesting. In addition to that primary, that very bright, very white tonight, we've seen it before and it was very green before. It has more recently been very white. There's a more amber colored light a little bit to the right of it. I don't know, I'm trying to get in closer to see if we can see that. There. Maybe no. Let's see. I have to zoom back out some. And there's our covered boat there, you know, right behind that T-shaped wooden bar, where like it's for a clothesline. There. Okay, you see there's smaller light to the right of that really bright white light. So I believe that those lights are coming from adjacent boathouses, okay, right on top of the lake. Okay, so now I'm going to try not to show any confidential papers or so in the sunroom, but I want to keep the camera going. Let's see. I should have zoomed out more. I'm going to zoom out all the way, I think. Okay, there's the outside. Now I'm going to Let's see what I can look at as we back away. There's window frames, okay. There's some light for reference. I'm going to try not to knock into anything either because I have no light on in here. I just want to show that I'm keeping this camera going when I get to the light in the sky. Let me see. Ow. I'm going to have to change my angle to see what's going on. Okay. That light there I'm not suspicious of in and of itself. I have heard some strange sounds in there that makes me wonder if they got something else being powered from in there. But you know, my parents said it might be related to the tornado, which is possible. You know, since the tornado, you know, it's very possible that maybe it's just bad luck, like something happened to cause it to sound louder now. That has to do with the wiring that needs to be ideally addressed. But anyway, let's work our way over to the right here. He's kind of going sideways. Try not. We have a zillion books in this room. I'm gonna try not to knock any of them over. Ow. Okay, and my turtle's in this room too. I'm planning on her living for at least 30 more years. I want her to live to be well over 30 years old. That's the life expectancy they have. She's a red-eared slider turtle. Her name is Buffy. But I think she's sleeping right now, so we'll just leave her be. Okay, so... Okay, now... the green... I'm not sure what's causing that. I do suspect, though, it might have to do with the camera. I'm not too excited about that. But I'm not sure. I'm aiming to ask, like, a photography expert. I did turn everything off as far as, you know, any kind of focusing assistant, stuff like that I saw on the options. I turned them off to avoid, you know, me accidentally causing some other kind of interesting stuff to show up when I'm trying to capture what is interesting that's definitely going on out there. Let's see if we can still see that bright light. It's like right above, it was right above this pine tree here to the right of the light. So when I center to there, let's look up and see what there is, if they're still there. If it's still there. There it is. See? Okay. Now this is the part I was upset about, and the reason I started somewhere else is because unfortunately it's so dark. The problem is I just, you know, once I zoom in, see, it just kind of looks like a spot of, you know, white in the sky. There it is. I guess maybe I'll try to look at it a little bit first before I zoom in, so we can just see, you know, relatively where it is and all. Oh no, except now it's hard to see again. Okay, there it is. Let's zoom in. There's 2.5 times. Oh darn, I lost focus again. Okay. Let's zoom back out and see if we can see it again. There it is, there it is. Darn. I'm not able to get it tonight. When I try to zoom in, I'm not able to get it. I don't know why. It's happened to me before. I don't think it's a coincidence. But why it's happening, I don't know. I'm all the way to zoomed out again. Now I just don't see it there. Frustrating. But interesting. I'll never be so frustrated with it that I'm not willing to keep trying to figure it out and take a good look at it as much as we can. It's just not in my nature to give up on stuff like that. I have to do what I can to figure it out. Okay, there it is. Hold on. Let me come a little bit more to the left. I think Might be the angle of the tree. You know, these trees are pretty tall, they're pine trees. And this light is barely just clearing the top of the tree. And that's part of what I find so interesting about it. Nobody can convince me it's a star that's just hanging out. And sometimes I've seen it lower, you know, below the top of the tree. In fact, there was one earlier tonight, but it was so evasive I couldn't get a lock to start filming it at all. And that was very frustrating. But this happens on such a regular basis that I'm basically aiming for a pattern. I'm not trying to get like every single instance anymore. I'm just getting, you know, a pattern of when I see something, a trend or something that might stand out of the trend, you know, either something that helps to show the trend or something that seems odd given the trend. Those kinds of things. They stand out on one side of the spectrum or the other. Let's look up there and see if we can find it. First, let me see. Do I see it with my naked eye? Yes, I do. Okay, I have to go closer to the window. So let's try this again. There it is. Okay. Okay, well, I just wonder if we can get it with any reference. Oh, for heaven's sake. No, it's just not visible there at all again. There it is. There it is. Okay. Okay, well, I'll try it again. I really want a frame of reference, at least to start to, you know, find it. So people understand, you know, relatively where it is when I look out here, out the sunroom into the backyard. Okay, so let's go up. You can kind of see the, I turned on these lights there on the path. I guess you can, it actually turned on the pathway of lights, but you can just see this first light on the path, because the rest are obscured, I guess, by those leaves. And it's the path that leads out to the lake. Well, I'm gonna come back up. Where's this? Oh man, I gotta really crane my neck for it now. That seemed pretty quick to move from position, but okay. There. Okay, you can, I know you can't see it very well, because I can't looking through this 2.5-inch screen, but you can kind of see the outline of the tree trunks. They get harder to see as we look higher up away from this light, but let's try it again, going up. There. And let me zoom it all the way in. Okay, it lets me zoom into 6.4. I know I can zoom in higher if I start out higher, but I wanted to show frame of reference of where this light is. I have to cut it off soon because it has a, oh man, it disappeared. Oh, there. It has a very hypnotic, entrancing effect on me. It makes me feel very, very, very tired. And I could do without that, especially now. I'm working on a project, so working on the fully expanded presentation to the Bioethics Commission. I don't know, let me see first. Yes, I can see it with my naked eye. Okay, well, let's try this again. On the very far left on the frame here is just the window frame. From this window I'm looking through on the sunroom. Okay, so let's move over to the right. Okay, let's look up. There it is. Right. The red light on the right, I don't know what's causing that either, but I think it might be related to the camera also. But not this focus point here, this bright white light in the sky. That I can see with the naked eye. And I think my best guess now, I mean it's really still just a guess because I don't know, but you know, based on observation and research and stuff, is it probably is some kind of a satellite being used. So I mean that's kind of good news, right? It's probably not like a complete mystery what the object is. But it's maybe bad news too, because I don't know why it should be hovering so close, you know, right among the trees in our yard, and with all the other strange activity. And I know some very bright people, including Dr. Hall. He wrote a book called Satellite Terrorism in America. I think the whole title is A New Breed, Satellite Terrorism in America. So obviously I think, you know, he thinks the satellites are involved somehow in the targeting people, where they experience the strange, quote, phenomena, you know. And I do believe the same, that many times, you know, phenomena, there's only phenomena until you figure it out. Like there are explanations, you just have to keep digging for them. Well, Now, that doesn't mean I rule anything out, though. I mean, I don't think it's actually unreasonable that there could be, you know, other intelligent life that are, you know, humanoid besides humans, as they say. I think the term is humanoid, you know, kind of human-like, like people, but they're not quite like us, you know, because they evolved on different conditions on a different planet or something. I never thought that was outrageous, because I'm somebody like, you have to explain to me why not just why, but why not, you know. So why could that not be? Why would people just automatically close off to the idea that that could be? I don't understand that. You know, somebody has to prove to me it cannot be, and I don't think they can ever do that, because I think it can be. Now, whether it is, I don't know. You know, whether it is the case that there are other people from different planets that evolved somewhat differently, I don't know. Well, okay. Right now I'll settle for just getting a really good shot of that light in the sky. Okay, let's try it again. Up, there it is. Okay, let me zoom all the way in. We'll just get it as long as we can. But I can't look at it too long, even if it doesn't disappear on us because of that entrancing effect. I'll stop talking for a while because it helps me to be stiller if I'm not talking. Okay, I'm going to back off with the zoom. I'm zooming out. Come back down to show perspective. Okay.